I came to America like 3 years ago and I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea what anything meant, what anything was, and I wish I had a video like this back then. Hello. Hi! Oh my goodness, it's so good to see you. I'm going to be talking about everything I wish I knew before I started college here in America. But I won't be talking about the financial aspect of it because if you know, you know. It's expensive. I'll probably be going over that in a different video, but this video is for the people who have decided, I'm doing this. I don't care about how much it costs. If you are thinking about studying in America, or if you've already been enrolled, or maybe you're just an American and you don't know anything about college because you haven't been to college, because why would you know anything about college if you haven't been in it? Or maybe you're just here to listen to me yap, and that's completely valid. Let's do it. Credit hours. Credit hours. This is something, if you're anything like me, you are going to be paying a lot of attention to the credit hours. So what are credit hours? Credit hours are essentially what a class is worth. So your everyday regular Joe class will be about 3 credit hours. And then you got your 4 credit hour classes. Those normally have a lab. So think biology, chemistry, math courses. A lot of STEM classes are 4 credit hours. And then anything above 4 credit hours that you're going to be talking about, like research, internships, field studies, things like that, which I've not been in yet, but I will be starting one in the fall and I'm super excited about that. You might also see classes that are 2 credit hours. These are the classes that I categorize as don't take a lot of work, don't take a lot of effort. So for example, like a health class, nutrition class, maybe there's like a yoga class that might be 2 hours. Not saying that yoga is not hard work because, anyway. So how many credits do you need for a bachelor's degree? You're gonna need about 120. It's this many classes, approximately. So let's talk about like how many credits you'll be taking per semester, how many classes. So whenever you do your application as an international student, you will be connected with the International Admissions Committee. It might be a person, it might be a team. You'll probably get an advisor that's for international students, and they will tell you that you have to be enrolled full-time in order to maintain your visa status. What this means is that you need to have at least 12 credit hours per semester or they'll kick you out of the country. Now, this is really scary. I'm not gonna lie, this is really scary. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. This almost happened to me during my first semester. To prevent this from happening, I would recommend taking an extra class than what you need, because if you do end up having to drop a class or you fail a class, you may not qualify for a visa anymore, and that's terrifying. By the way, I'm talking about a bachelor's degree. If you are in a master's program, 9 credit hours is the full-time requirement, so that's normally around 3 classes. The next thing I want to talk about is online classes, and oh my goodness. I love online classes so much. International students are told that they really aren't allowed to take any online classes. That's what I was told, but it turns out that's not true at all. You are allowed to take online classes as long as your in-person classes are more than your online classes, if that makes any sense. So for example, if you take 3 in-person classes, you can take 1 online class, and that's 4 classes, right? Or if you take 3 in-person classes, you can take 2 online classes, but you can't take 2 in-person classes and 2 online classes, because then it would be 50-50. Now, the reason why I love online classes and why I think you should take an online class as an international student is for the flexibility, time management, and like easing into a whole new world. And what I mean by that is if you're going to be on campus, right, for all of your classes, you're going to be there for a long time, for hours. And I don't recommend that because you're going to get burnt out. That's what happened to me during my first semester because I had no idea what was going on. Taking at least 1 online class is going to help you ease into the school system, and you're not going to get burnt out as easily. You don't have to sit in a classroom for 8, 9, 10 hours. You can take your online classes whenever you want. That's the beauty of it. So I highly recommend online classes for international students because you are there to experience the culture too, not just to like read and study your whole time that you're there, because you could just do that at home. You know what I mean? If you are taking 5 classes, then taking 2 online classes would be a really good idea. Summer classes and winter classes. Let's get into it. I love summer classes. I am currently taking 3 summer classes, kind of kicking my butt a little bit, but it's so worth it. I love it. It's so fast paced. It's all online, by the way. As an international student, you are allowed to take all online classes during the winter and summer semesters. You do not have to take any in-person classes. So you can go home, visit your family while you're taking online classes, and you won't even have to show up to campus or do nothing. Summer sessions can be anywhere from 3 weeks long to a month and a half long, and winter sessions are usually always 3 weeks, if not 2. So it's very fast paced. So you really need to be ready mentally, academically, physically. But they do tend to be a little bit easier than your regular spring and fall classes because the professors are kind of tired. Like, this is the tea. Like, they're kind of tired. They don't want to be grading all this work. So they just kind of make it a little bit easier for you. Major. What's a major? What's a major? I've gotten this comment before. I've been getting this question, what is a major? Because I feel like that's a very American thing, like American saying, I guess. A major is what you specialize in. So a bachelor's degree in America is 4 years long. The 2 first years is your general education classes, so the boring stuff. It's basically high school 2.0. And then the 2 last years of college would be your specialty area. So I'm majoring in psychology. So I'm taking a lot of psychology classes, stats classes, like human development. So if you were to get your associate's degree, which is the 2-year degree, you could finish all your general education requirements and then add on your bachelor's degree, like your major after that, if that makes any sense at all. So popular majors are psychology, communications, computer science, English, business. There's a lot to choose from, and you can go to any university page and you can click on degrees available, majors, whatever. Your degree is going to be your major. So if it says like bachelor's of science in psychology, then your major would be psychology. I got an associate's degree. What? International students can get associate's degree? What? Yeah, you can, and you should. College is expensive. Oh my gosh. I said I wasn't going to get into this, but it is expensive. If you get an associate's degree, that's basically half of a bachelor's degree, and you get an associate's degree at a community college. And community colleges are extremely affordable compared to your 4-year universities. So what I did is I got an associate's degree at a community college, and then I transferred to a 4-year university, and that's where I'm at right now. So I got my associate's degree, and now I'm getting my bachelor's degree. Another thing I want to mention about community college benefits is if you have your heart set on this like Ivy League, right? Like Harvard, Yale, all the popular ones, but you're not able to get in. Obviously the requirements are insane to get into those schools. Community college is a great way to get your foot in the door, because if you do well in community college, get straight A's, a 4.0 GPA, all this good stuff, then you could potentially get into one of those really good Ivy League schools. So then you would enter those fancy schools as a transfer student. That's what I did, except my school's not fancy at all. It's a good school, but it's not like fancy and expensive. I really just chose the cheapest one in my area. But yeah, being a transfer student is amazing because you already have 2 years of community college experience, so you kind of eased into it a little bit without like starting at this like huge big school. This is a whole other topic that I want to get into in a different video for sure. But as an international student, I would definitely recommend community college. Now let me talk about essentials real quick. When I entered this country, right, I didn't think about any of the practical things I needed. So let me talk about that real quick. New phone number. You're gonna need a new phone number because I tried to survive off my old phone number for too long. You're gonna need to contact people. You're gonna need to contact your friends, your school professionals. You're gonna be in the country for 4 years, okay? Or 3 years if you're getting a master's degree, but you're gonna be here for a long time. Get an American phone number, get an American phone plan, because it's going to be so much easier if you just get an American phone number. American bank account. No more fees. Like, oh my gosh. When I first got here, I was like, I'll just keep my Norwegian bank account. I'll just keep my debit card. I was paying way too much money for unnecessary fees. Anytime I used my debit card here, I would pay fees. anytime, anywhere. So I was wasting so much money, and I finally decided, you know what, I'm just gonna get an American bank account. So I just went to my local bank and I was like, can I set up an account? And they were like, yeah. Another thing, health insurance. Health insurance is so important, and when you apply to your university, they will probably tell you that they need to see health insurance. I remember having to show health insurance at my visa interview, and it's so important. However, here's my mistake. I got a international student insurance from my own home country. That was a mistake. I should have gotten an American health insurance. Here's why. In January, all right, I transferred to my 4-year fancy university with my Norwegian insurance that I had been using for 2 years, and they said it's not valid because it needs to be American. So they charged me $4,000 for the semester. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for something that wasn't necessary. So get yourself an American health insurance. I highly recommend, unless you want to pay $4,000 a semester or more, get on American health insurance right now. And then one of the last things I want to talk about is transportation. If you are from basically anywhere else in the world, you are probably used to public transportation, and as you might have heard, we don't got that here. Unless you're living in like New York, Chicago, Boston area, there's no public transportation. I go to school in Southern Illinois, Midwest, middle of nowhere. When I got here, I did not have my driver's license, y'all. In my head, I was like, I'll just take the bus to school. I'll take the bus to school that's 40 minutes away. So my amazing, wonderful husband drove me to school for 2 years before I got my driver's license. I don't know what I would have done without him. So definitely look into your transportation options. You don't want to Uber to school every day. Obviously, this won't matter if you live on campus, but if you are commuting, like if you decide to go to community college, there will not be any dorms, so you will be commuting. Get yourself a license and a car. If not, choose a city with public transportation, I guess. And if you don't have a driver's license in your home country and you want to get one in America, you can get something called a TVDL, a temporary visitor's driver's license. That's what I got. It's just like a regular driver's license, except you cannot use it for ID. I wasn't able to use it at the bank either, I don't think. So I had to use my passport for that, but it works as a driver's license. So, and then the last thing I want to mention, which is the most important thing, and I really hope if you don't take anything from this video, please take this from the video. If you are, in fact, an international student, or you plan on being an international student, please keep your documents in a safe place where you know where to find it. I'm talking about your I-20, your visa, passport, your health insurance documents, everything that you needed to get into this country. Keep it in a safe space because you are going to need it every now and then for the next 4 however many years you're going to be here. So please just keep everything safe because you are going to thank yourself later. So let's just recap real quick. What did we even talk about in this video? When your camera dies, but you have a backup. Sorry, I'm on my MacBook right now. This is really terrible quality. Anyway, what did we even talk about in this video? Let's recap. We talked about credit hours. We talked about how many credits you need, how many credits in a class, and how many classes you need to graduate, how many credits and how many classes you're taking per semester, online classes and why you should take online classes, summer sessions and winter sessions, and why you should take those sessions. It's so much easier and faster paced, and you can do it all online. What a major is. We talked a little bit about the difference between a bachelor's degree, associate's degree, why you should get an associate's degree, and then we talked about the essentials: phone number, health insurance, American bank account, and keeping your documents in one place. Very important. Anyway, I hope you liked the video, man. Can't wait to see you again. I'll definitely talk more about other things relating to being a student in America from another country and the culture shocks and everything that's come along with it on this journey. And if you are seriously thinking about studying in America, I highly recommend. One of the best things I ever did. All right, if you have any questions, as always, drop them down below. Like the video, subscribe for more content, and yeah, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.